In this week's video, I want to talk about the importance of customer lifetime value, and I want to demonstrate just how much of an impact this can have on your brand. And towards the end of the video, I want to talk about some of the largest brands out there and how their success is heavily dependent on their customer lifetime value. Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jack. I'm the founder here at Scenarios. We are a marketing agency that helps brands go all the way from 5 figures to 6 and 7 figures in monthly recurring revenue. If you're an e-commerce brand that's making 5 figures and want to learn more about how to work with us, I'm going to leave a link in the description. So the customer lifetime value essentially consists of the average order value multiplied by the number of times each customer buys from your brand. And in this week's video, I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on the number of times someone buys from your brand and just how much of an impact this can have on your customer acquisition efforts. So let's jump in and try to demonstrate just how much of an impact this can have. Okay, so let's just define lifetime value very briefly here. Again, to put simply, it's your average order value multiplied by N, which is the number of times someone buys from your brand. So let's just assume you're an e-commerce brand, and for simplicity's sake, we're going to say that you have a $50 average order value, and you go ahead and you spend $1,000 here on Facebook ads or whatever customer acquisition medium that you use, whether it be influencer marketing or whatever, and you're able to acquire 50 new customers. Okay, so you've spent $1,000, you've acquired 50 new customers. What you will get is you will generate around $2,500 in return, which is around 2.5 times return. So this is the return you'll generate if all of those 50 customers buy from your brand. Now let's look at what happens if those customers actually come back and buy again. What you'll see here very quickly is that you're able to double the return that you've generated on your customer acquisition efforts just by increasing the number of times customers come back and buy from your brand. So if they buy twice from your brand, your return is now $5,000 in sales, and you have a 5 times return on your advertising. So you can see just how much of an impact this has on the brand. If we take this a step further and we say they buy 3 times from your brand, you could probably guess what's about to happen here. You will be generating $7,500 in sales with a 7.5 times return. And again, what I've been able to demonstrate here is we went from spending $1,000 and generating $2,500 back to spending $1,000 and generating $7,500 back by just making those customers buy 2 more times from your brand. And this is really the power of the customer lifetime value. On top of that, we didn't even have to touch anything within the ad account. We didn't change our offer. We didn't change our creative. Nothing changed in terms of the customer acquisition. We still spent $1,000 and we still only acquired 50 customers. But depending on the number of times they've bought, we've had significantly different results in ROI on our advertising or customer acquisition efforts. So to take this even further and to give you just a limit case, if we hypothetically say that once they start buying from you, they never stop buying. Let's say you're able to produce a product where once people start buying, they never stop buying. You can see here that the limit case becomes that you have an infinite return on customer acquisition. And why is this so important? If we look at some of the biggest brands out there, for example, if we look at brands like Netflix, if we look at Apple is a good example, Starbucks as well. What these brands do more than anything is make sure that once people start buying from them, they never stop buying. If we think about Netflix, they obviously have a recurring subscription model, so their churn is very, very low. I don't know how many people you know that cancel their Netflix subscription, but I've had it for years now, and I have no plans of canceling it anytime soon. Similarly with Apple, the first Apple product I've bought was quite a while ago now, and I'm still buying Apple products. Starbucks, very, very simple example right here. People, are fanatic about Starbucks and they never stop buying. There are Starbucks everywhere around the world. And so what they're able to do is approach this limit case where their customers never stop buying. So even if they don't acquire any new customers, they will be still making money year over year because people continue buying from them. So obviously as a brand, you're not going to be able to create a product where people never ever stop buying. But what you want to do is always look for ways to have people buy again and again. And that's going to have a huge and tremendous impact on the overall return that you see from from your advertising. As I've just demonstrated, just being able to go from the acquiring customers, having them buy once to having them buy 2 or 3 times, you're able to double or triple the amount of returns you're generating. If you want to learn a little bit more about how you can actually increase the lifetime value of your customers and how you can have customers come back and buy time and time again, be sure to subscribe, as I'm going to be creating a little bit more content on how you do that using different marketing tools like email marketing and creating different offers to keep people buying and interested in your brand. If you did enjoy the video, be sure again to subscribe and like the video, and we will see you guys in the next one.